Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the first Love Crew podcast. Today was our first go at recording a podcast, and there were a couple of technical difficulties. First, Pixel's audio did not actually record. He was recording it, it didn't pick up his own audio. We fixed the issue for the next podcast, but I think most of his opinions were summed up after he said them, so we got lucky there. Also, Pantherfanwill had to head out in the middle of the podcast, but I, Furniturethecat, was able to replace him. I hope you all enjoy our opinions of the North American PR Invitational. It's gonna go on Sunday, August 29th. I, Furniturethecat, will be streaming it. Era is busy that day, so I got lucky, and I'll be streaming it. So I hope to see you all there. Oh, and enjoy the podcast. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome to the LC podcast. It's with me, Panther, unfortunately. We got Woomy, the memer, Triplast person. You know him. We got Mr. Racso, the worst person in PR, totally. Worst Cobra, we all know. And we just got that funny brass main of Mr. Pixel. And we're going to be talking about the PR invite. So we're going to be answering some questions that were pre-made, and we're going to be making a mock bracket. So let's get to the first question. First question is for Woomy only. What do you think of your opponents, Woomy?
Well, in my opinion, currently, I'm pretty sure this go would probably be a more tough PR. There's people like there's Astro, Beamer, Twin50, Therp, Hedgie, Ted, and SNG. I personally say my toughest opponents probably would be Twin50, actually. I actually have never beaten him at all. Worst matchup for me. Other people I'd probably be worried about would be like Beamer and Astro, probably. The rest I'm pretty fine, but I'm probably not going to be tryharding too much throughout this tournament, so... But I think it will be a pretty tough PR, a lot tougher than the previous one, in my opinion.
All right. So you hear it first. We'll be going in kind of confident, in my opinion, but we'll see. Second question for everyone is, who's your underdog in this tournament? We'll start with Woomy again.
My underdog would probably be, I would say, Twin50, in my opinion. Although Twin50 has been pretty good this season, I feel like he probably has a shot at doing really well, maybe even getting second place. Because he had beaten players like Beamer in tournament before. He's done really well against Ted. If he could pull the last clutch, he probably could win. And against Astro, he's been doing quite well himself. If he could get that Coil matchup down, I'm pretty sure Twin50 could do a really solid run.
Can we have Racco get next? Who do you think your underdog is?
Hello everyone. I actually agree with Woomy. I'm actually really excited to see how well Twin50 can do because, he has been a player that has the most experience, I think, out of all of them. Even more than Astro, like he has been playing ARMS since the original days and, faced like really tough opponents. So, yeah, I definitely think he has a shot against like the bigger names. So, really excited to see how it's going to turn for him.
My underdog personally is going to be Mr. Hedgie. Mr. Hedgie, right now is currently number 5, I believe. No, yeah, number 6 actually. My bad. He is one of the underrated players in this. He came in late, but he has been dominant throughout these later steps of the season, and I believe he is going to get a solid top 3 in this tournament. Anyways, my next question: who is your most overrated player? We'll start with Racco for this one.
That's a tough question, because like I feel everyone here definitely deserves to be. I think they're all really good players. If I probably have to choose one, it's kind of controversial to say, but I would say probably Astro, because as good as I think he is, I don't think he's invincible or impossible to beat. Like, I think that most people will assume because he has won and has a really solid record, like he could get the first spot. But I think like maybe this time we could see, possibly a new champion. So it's pretty exciting to see. Not at all saying that he's not a great player. He's amazing. But I think that players like 250, like even like Pixel State Surf or even Beamer, definitely have a huge shot of getting number one this time.
Yes, I totally. Just a little disclaimer before we continue. This is all our personal opinion. Like, please don't take offense to this. This is just our personal opinion, and we're just talking about something we just love to talk about. Anyways, besides the point, we'll have a Woomy go next.
Well, sorry, Ted. You're a nice person, but I feel you are probably the most overrated. No hard feelings. Everyone else is really good in these top 8, but I feel like, and most of all, Ted has been dropping a lot more games to people. Like, he's lost games to SNG, lost games to Hedgie, lost games to Twin50 sometimes. Well, although he has won Twin50, he has also lost against Twin50. Beamer's been having a very positive record against Ted. Although Ted actually did manage to take out Astro once, but Astro came back with a dominant double sets wins, only taking one game from Ted taking one game off Astro. I personally feel like Ted, although he is really solid, I don't really think he's gonna get us super far. I could see him getting maybe 4th. I'm not sure top 3, but Ted is still really strong. But I am not 100%. I feel he's the most overrated out of the 8 people in this PR Invitational.
Yes. I'll go next, I guess. My personally overrated player, it's gonna have to be Twin50. I'm sorry. Many of you guys have think he's underrated. I've just always thought overrated. Like he struggles against Coil so much. I just don't think he'll get the job done. Like, he's a great player. I just think he struggles with top players. He is a top player, but he struggles so much with top players. I don't know how he's going to... I'm not sure if he can keep his own in this tournament. Yours can be kind of a silly question, but who is most likely to win out of all the top 8? I'm going to have to go Astro as well. Most dominant player by far. He can just beat you in every way. So Astro is just going to be way too dominant for the other players, I believe. But I still believe there's a chance for an upset. But he is by far like the Alabama of ARMS. Like, there's no beating him sometimes. Anyways, next we'll have Woomy go.
You guys all be saying Astro. Well, I'm gonna say Beamer, guys. All right, my reasoning for this is Beamer is mad good. He like destroyed Serp with Siki quite easily, and like he's been like beating people like Coil like Springman. Like, I am fairly confident Beamer will at least put a really strong fight for number 1, and maybe even take up Astro. Well, because Astro does not have the most experience fighting Beamer, as Beamer, this is his first PR Invitational, which we'll discuss later, but this is a matchup probably, although he may know the Springman matchup, he might not know the Beamer matchup. So, a matchup inexperience is super important, in my opinion. So I actually think Beamer has a really good shot at winning over Astro.
And finally, we'll have Mr. The Pro Cobra go next, Mr. Racco.
Well, I would say, like I said, like in the last question, that about Astro, but I think that Astro has shown like really great results. Being just dominant in the PR. But I will have to agree also with Woomy. I think it's the first time we have a Beamer here, and it's just really exciting to just see what he's capable of doing. But also, like, Astro has been really consistent, and he has amazing experience against all of these players. Like, he has played with Evols or Hedgie, Cat, like every single player in this list many times. So he kind of have a really good understanding on the playstyle of everyone. And like, one of the good things about him that I don't think many people mention is that, yeah, they say, yeah, okay, he plays Coil is broken and whatever, but he's also like really good at changing the sets and adapting the sets for every matchup. So that's one of the best qualities about him. So I would say that just for consistency and previous results, I want to say Astro, but also parts of me, like Woomy said, I think that Beamer could definitely pull off very, very surprising results in this PR.
Well, I probably would think that, like, yeah, that I probably somewhat agree with Racso. After thinking it again, Astro probably would win, but I always really want to see an upset. I want to see somebody defeat Astro like really bad. Like, well, it gets gotten a bit boring to see Astro win every single time, but I see is proving he is the dominant force in this thing. All right, so I'll be taking lead now. Who is the most least likely to win? Let's start with Racso.
I think I have to agree with Pixel. Like, honestly, I really love playing with him, and we have friendlies. He's a great guy. I really respect him as a player. I think he's super talented. But definitely, like, if we talk about the other players we have in the list, like, we're talking about players like Hedgie, Beamer, and Sir, which are spectacular, or Astra. So it's like, it's just really, really rough for him. I think he has a really good chance against Ted, though, like, because, they're teammates and they spar a lot, and you have seen SNG taking sets from Ted a few times. But I definitely think that besides that, it's a little bit hard for him to take the championship of BPR. So yeah, I will say that definitely SNG.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Raxo and Pixelator. I think SNG is really strong, and he has even given people like me some trouble. But like, I feel like at this point, a lot of people are really good at punishing aggro's playstyle. And although it has gotten SNG quite far, I doubt an aggro playstyle will work against the many coils in this bracket. Like, if like Astro likes to play a more don't get hit style, and if you're trying to shockwave trap a coil, you're probably gonna get blown up by some Days or Triblast. And many people here probably use an explosive or something. And most characters, except for like Lola Pop and Helix and Ninjara, have pretty advantage matchup against Springman. So I'll have to go with SNG myself. No offense, you're a great player, but I don't think SNG will get the win. All right, so as I flip over to our next question, which let's see what it is. It is, whose seeding would you change? Well, let's me give the seeding at the moment. So the seeding at number 1 is Astro. Number 2 is Serp. Number 3 is Beamer. Number 4 is Twin50. Number 5 is Ted. Number 6 is Hedgie. Number 7 is Woomy, which is myself. And number 8 is SNG. What seeding would you change? All right, let's start with Raxo's opinion.
I honestly think the seating is almost perfect, though. I think I would put, like, personally, let me see, I would put Astro, then I would put Beamer, because I think Beamer is definitely the second best, at least for me, my own experience. And then I would put Twin50, Sir. I would put Hedgie over Cat, just based on my own experience. This is not like results based, but I just think that Hedgie is a little bit more solid. Like, just he has a little edge over Cat skill wise. Then definitely Cat, then Woomy and SNG. I think that would be the season. And don't get me wrong, Woomy, because you're really good and you have showed amazing results against these players. But I just think that they have more experience in tournaments and such. So that's kind of like also is important for the seeding as well. So, but yeah, that would be my seeding pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with Raxo. Although the results I have put up was pretty solid, I'm less consistent than most of the other players. I agree with most of the seeding. The only seeding I would swap is Beamer and Serp, and for second and third. Everything else, I pretty much agree. Maybe the argument swapping Ted and Hedgie, but that's pretty much up in the air. It's not very 100% sure. And also, we'll have Furniture enter this time, so let's see what Furniture thinks on the seeding.
Hey, everybody. Since Panther's not able to talk. So on this seeding, I think that Hedgie should be number 1. I love Hedgie. He's one of my favorite people to play against. He has such an aggressive, just like that third arm's always popping when he's floating around. I really like playing his Coil, whereas I don't like playing other people's Coil. Like, he's got the only fun Coil to play against. So I put Hedgie number 1 for that, playing, the dumb character. Everyone else, let's see. in tournament, I haven't taken like games or matches off of. I don't think anyone here. I think I beat Beam in friendlies one time, but it was like after like 90 friendlies in a row. I think I got lucky and like exploded on him or something one night. You know, had the right mix of stuff in me. But yeah, that's all I think I would change on here. I love playing Hedgie. I think he's number one outside of LC. I don't want to talk about anyone in LC because, you know, we're
Yeah, that
always
will
talking
probably
about
cause some
ourselves.
bias.
Yeah, I don't want to be biased here. So, but yeah,
All right.
thanks for having me, guys.
Very spicy opinion putting Hedgie, who would succeed all the way above Astro, Third, Beamer, Twin, and Ted. Very spicy pick. All right. So now we'll get to the new people to the invite. So what are your thoughts on SNG and Beamer being on the invite, and what would you like to see from them? Let's see what Furniture thinks about the two Springmans.
Well, I like the one who uses the homie better than the one who uses the Siki. I forget
Well,
which one.
neither of them use Homie or Siki. Well, Beamer uses Siki, but neither use Homie. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then. I like Beamer in this. I think Beamer could go all the way if he uses his homies in a great way. But no, he's really fun to play. I like that he also plays in the motion control tournament. So like he's super versatile. Like can adapt to motion controls. Like he's got the stuff, I think, and definitely deserves a high spot at the Invitational. I forget if I played SNG more than him, but I think my matchup is better against him because he uses different arms that are not homie, and homie just punishes me so hard because I only play mummy.
All right. I guess another person who thinks Beamer will do really well and SNG will do all right. All right, let's see Racso's opinion on this, though.
Well, I'm honestly excited for both of them. Like, I found these players for a while. Honestly, I'm really happy for SNG because it's like I'm always super supportive of the Latino community. It's kind of great to see Latino players like doing really well and going into PR is great. So that's exciting by itself. About what I expect from him, I don't really know. It could go either way. Like he could do really well. I don't know if he can win the whole tournament, but I really hope he does well. And it's like super great to see him in the top 8 for the first time. And then like Beamer, I think we all know like he's in the world, like so amazing player. So like what he can do, and like I have said like many times, I'm pretty hyped for him to possibly take the first spot in this tournament.
All right, now for my own opinions. I personally think both are great Springmans. Beamer is definitely a notch above SNG, though. I feel Beamer, like everyone already has said, and we probably have said many times before, he's going to do great. So I'll keep that short. He's probably going to get top 3 guaranteed, maybe even higher. SNG, I think we also talked about him. We think he probably could put up really good fights against a lot of people, but I don't see him closing the gap unless he does some crazy training and just super destroys someone by surprise. Hopefully that's not me, but yeah, SNG is probably not gonna win or do really hot, but I think it's a good first invitational. It's always rough. I remember my first invitational. Yeah, that was the most stressful thing ever. But I think SNG will probably give a good showing, but I won't see him closing out games. So, the next question. What other Coil than Astro do you think would win? So, if Astro wasn't going to win, what Coil would win? So, that means is it Hedgie or Ted? What are your opinions, guys? Let's go with Racso first.
Absolutely Hedge in my opinion. Like I have played many Coil players, like even from Japan, from Europe, from everywhere. And I know this will sound like a really hot take, but I think that Hedgie is at least my favorite Coil player in the whole world. Like no doubt. Like one thing that Hedgie has that no other Coil player has is that he's really versatile. He's set, really creative. Like you expect him to sometimes like go dragon, and then he will pull off like a lockjaw or a blower or a glotcher, and you will be like, "What? Like I didn't expect this coming." And then he's like, he can get into your mind with stuff like that. And I think that's like kind of what made Heiji have like an edge on on Taco Cat in that sense, because Taco Cat stays more with the same sets with Glove, Funchok mostly. So yeah, I definitely think that Hedge is the one that has the edge overall.
All right. Now let's get to I'll do my own opinions now. I have very similar to Pixel. I take a ton of games. Well, not a ton of games, but I've taken more sets off Ted than Hedgie. I've taken, I think, like 4-ish sets off Ted, and I've gotten really close games. With Hedgie, I only fought him twice in both of them bi-weekly. The first time I won by a hair, and the second time I lost by a hair. So it's kind of hard for me, but I feel like Hedgie's adaptiveness will be quite useful overall. Like I think like if you can adapt to many strategies, like maybe like Therp's tribal Shakram strat, I think Hedgie has the edge. But don't downplay Ted though. Ted still has been putting solid results as he's one of the most active coils out of the three. He participates in the most tournaments, and who knows what Ted is going to be pulling out during this tournament. But I'll still give Hedgie a slight edge. All right, down to Furniture, which I think I know what he's going to say.
Yeah, you guessed it. I'm a huge fan of Hedgie. I mean, it's not that Taco Cat is bad at all. You know, I don't want people to think that just because we're cats, we don't get along. You know, cats usually don't get along. I get it. You know, I get all the puns and all the memes that people are making about me and Ted and how we're rivals because we're cats. Yeah,
yes,
that's
clearly.
I just made up. Yeah, I'm his greatest rival. But yeah, no, I think Hedgie. I would love for Hedgie to win everything. Hedgie's just like so fun to play and like such a fun person to like talk to, like just in general in the community. Like,
well, that's our in things. All right, next question. Which game ones will be the most interesting? So the first following set will be Astro versus SNG. The second would be Serp versus Woomy, which is myself. The third would be Beamer versus Hedgie, and the last would be Twin50 versus Ted. All right, so I'll give my first opinions. Beamer versus Hedgie will probably be the most interesting. Like Hedgie, we all think Hedgie is super strong and he has a lot of adaptiveness. But Beamer is crazy at the same time. Like, who is gonna win? We have no idea. Like, will like Hedgie pull some crazy adaptive thing, or will Beamer has all the fundamentals to win? It will be a really close set, I can tell. It will be very entertaining to watch if this gets streamed. So I would say it will be Beamer against Hedgie will be the most entertaining. Well, Pixel totally has not chakran my jar to death before, but let's see what Racso has to think.
I definitely think that for me it's also Beamer versus Hedgie. Like, I have no clue. I have no clue because like, alright, here's the thing. Like, Hedgie doesn't really need to play Coil. And like Hedgie already knows how Beamer plays and what set Beamer has. So I expect, honestly, this is my prediction. I expect Hedgie most likely to go a counter pick to Springman, such as Twinto even. So for me, that would be the most interesting set, just because like Hedgie can like do whatever he wants just to counter pick him and give him a hell of a set. So honestly, like that's my most hyped round one match for sure.
All right, and now Furniture, and I'm gonna guess he's gonna say Hedgie versus Beamer, but let's see what he has to say.
I'll say I'm kind of excited for the Twin versus Taco Cat match. I think that one's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Just because you know, I think it's gonna be spicy. I think it's our guy versus that guy who's also a cat, and I'm the main rival of that I'm making up, and hopefully it gets popularized because of this podcast. But yeah, those bottom two matches I think are going to be awesome. The Beamer Hedgie and the Twin versus Taco Cat. I'd love to see the Astro SNG match too, just to see who this Astro guy is. Because I played this other guy who is not that guy, and yeah. Apparently, he doesn't just like join random party mode. Weird.
Well, guess my guesses were wrong. He actually chose Twin 5-0 against TC. I could see that choice because Twin and Ted have been trading sets. Like, I don't think one has dominated the other. They're often 3-2 or 3-2, one favor over the other. It's very close games in general. But let's see. Which person do you think will handle the pressure of a PR Invitational the best? All right, I'm going to start. I would say probably Twin 5-0. Twin 5-0, like Racso said quite a little bit earlier, has the most experiences. He has been able to get second at Evo Japan. He's been quite strong. He's actually the first set that I analyzed. I feel he will be able to handle pressure pretty well. That's my opinion, though. Let's see Raxo's opinion.
Well, honestly, Twin is like, I would say the second, but for me, I think that the best one, like, man, like, love it or hate it, you have to say, like, Astro is just the best at it. Like, honestly, this guy is just so good at handling pressure. Like, whenever you see him playing, like, I don't see his facial expression, but just by the way he plays, like, you can tell he's really focused, really calm, really, like, just on the game, like, on point, in a way that no matter which opponent he has, like, he will always try and, and do the right moves in the right moment. In a way that I think that even like Twin at times struggles because sometimes he gets, a little bit nervous about some situations, while Astro I think that just plays the entire tournament like with no issues. So, I mean, for me, I think that he's the one that is definitely the most prepared for it.
All right, let's get Furniture's opinion. Who do you think will handle the pressure the best?
Handling the pressure the best, I think Woomy will, because you're such a confident. You're always so confident when you talk about matches that I think you handle the pressure the best out of all the matches. Like, you go up against Ted with double tri-blast. Like, I don't know who else has the cojones to do that. So, yeah.
All right, I have things to talk about, but in our later questions, Hedgie, pretty solid pick. He has been trolling a lot of tournaments and doing extremely well. Like, he was trolling against me when I won. He went Mummy, Blorb, Dragon, so I would take the win. Thanks, Hedgie, but yeah, I can see him. I'm Hedgie doing quite well. So, who will handle pressure the worst? And because Furniture said I'll do the best, I'll say I am gonna do the worst. I was so lucky in that last PR Invitational to even get third place and upset people like Alumox and Luna, but I am garbage at pressure. Do not pressure me. I will die internally. All right, SNG. I can see that. His first PR and he's considered a bottom seed. That's a lot of pressure. Had to face that in my PR. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure when you're the lowest seed. No one expects it. Like, none of us expect SNG to win this tournament. So SNG has to pull off all the stops and show that he is a contender. But let's see what Racso has to think on who will handle pressure the worst.
Honestly, I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie between SNG and Surf. My reason for this is that they have pretty similar playstyles. Like, they play different characters, yeah, but they have the same playstyle as in like they rely a lot on getting close to you, and then like trying to catch you and wake up, and try to keep punishing you. But the ones they don't get that comfort zone in their playstyle, they really struggle. I've seen this like in tournaments before, like when they face opponents that don't really let themselves get trapped in a corner, like their whole playstyle kind of falls off, and like that's not really good because like that's kind of the trade-off of having a really aggro playstyle. Like, if you don't really get it to work, then you get a little bit worried that you might not win, and then you might start, just getting desperate for getting damage and making more mistakes and so. So I think that is pretty much a tie between the two of them, mostly based on their playstyle.
Right. Serp and SNG. Well, aggro playstyles do struggle quite a bit. That was also the reason why I swapped up Ninjar. Because my Ninjar, although now it's not as aggressive, used to be very hyper aggressive, and I just couldn't handle it. So I went Helix, which is the least aggressive thing ever, but I still play aggressive with it. But Helix is a lot more campy, so it helped me a lot with the pressure. but I can see the logic of the aggressiveness. But let's see Furniture.
Also, there's like a lot of pressure on SNG. I don't know how he's gonna handle it. There's also a lot of pressure on Beamer, and I think going in more confidently than SNG might actually be worse, because then he might, overestimate his amount of, like I feel like going in with the confidence, but also it's his first invitational, right? So like there's the same amount of pressure on him, but to win. Like no one's really expecting SNG to win. So I feel like there's less pressure on SNG and actually more on Beamer. So I think that might make him handle it worse. I mean, just personally, I think I would handle the pressure the worst out of anyone ever. Unless it was an invitational in person and I got to wear my Zangief costume on stage, then I would handle it the best. Love that costume.
All right, very interesting. So Furniture thinks is the newer people, which makes sense. The first time is always much more stressful than the second time. Like I'm not really stressed out at this point for this. So next one, will anyone beat Astro? All right, let's see Furniture's opinion. Will anyone be able to beat Astro?
Obviously, Woomy and Hedgie, and I think since I was seeding Hedgie number 1, I think Hedgie will be able to beat Astro, because again, all those crazy, like, he's creative, he'll blorb you if he needs to. If he feels like he needs to blorb you, he'll blorb you. He just knows that the blorb is gonna give him the right answer, and for that, I'm going to be the first one to say Hedgie. Anyone else who says it is a copycat.
All right, so let me give my own opinions. Will anyone beat Astro? It's a yes if they can pull it off and if they play correctly, but unlikely. But a lot of people have a shot. I feel Therp has a shot. Not a huge shot, but he has a shot. I feel Twin 5-0, if he could clutch it with his double gloves as a Lola Pop, will be able to. Ted himself has been able to take sometimes. It just depends. I think I have a shot, but not a strong shot, because I could be his other character. I just can't beat his Coil. I feel Beamer has a strong shot to beat him, and Hedgie himself may have a shot. I feel like everyone has a shot, but Astro still has a higher chance of winning. Now, next up is Racso's opinions. Who do you think will be able to beat Astro, if any?
Well, honestly, I have seen all of these players playing against Astro before, and I think that the two have the highest chance. Like, I haven't seen Beamer, so I won't count Beamer. Like, I could probably suppose he will do well, but we don't know. So it's just trying to foresee the future. But I would say that based on past results, definitely Woomy and Cat have the highest chance. I think that Woomy, for example, he understands pretty well Coil, the Coil matchup. I know he doesn't try hard. Like, you don't try hard Woomy, but I think if you actually had a really focused set and you were playing on point, you could definitely have the upset. So yeah, I think that you are actually the number 1 contender to actually beat him. No bias, just real facts based on past results.
People think I could beat Astro. Well, we'll see how that goes. I am not sure if I'll be able to beat Astro, but we'll see. All right, well, let's keep moving on. Next question. Will we see Ted's Tron? Ted has been using Tron quite a lot this season, but will he pull out into Invitational is the question. Next up, Furniture's opinion.
I hope we see the Tron. I hope all we see is the Tron. I hate seeing so many coils. I like to see the Tron. He even plays the purple Tron. I'm like, Tron it up, man. Tron it up, Taco Cat.
All right. My own opinion, I see him pulling it out if I go Helix. I see him. He's talked about him thinking Tron is pretty solid because he get EMP and force Helix to approach. And he actually has been able to beat my Helix once at the crew battle, but he lost with Coil, so he might take that into account. But I don't see him pulling it out against anyone else. Because the abundance of Coil, the Brasses, the Springmans, they all have a positive match against Tron. He might pull out against SNG because he probably knows SNG quite well due to them both being on the same team. But yeah, I think he'll pull it out once or twice, but I see him going mostly Coil. All right, how about Racso?
Yeah, honestly, I think that you are all all correct. Especially Wumi's opinion is pretty much spot on. I think that he will only do it against Woomy and SNG. Most, I don't know, like I would say Serp too, but I don't think so because in the past, like he has gone mostly Coil against Serp. So yeah, I think it will be mostly possible with Woomy and SNG.
Right. Next question. I'll give my thoughts on this last, but will Woomy pull out the meme set? Let's see what people think. All right, Furniture, will I pull the meme set?
I hope. All my hopes and dreams are riding on you pulling out the Woomy meme set and Woomy meme setting the meme into reality and changing the meta to be the meme-ta.
All right. So you think so and you hope so? Let's see what Racso thinks.
Wait, hold on. What was the question? I cannot.
Will
like,
I pull out the meme set?
Oh yes, of course. Like you cannot have Woomy in a tournament without the meme set. That's like the vital part of who Woomy is.
I'm gonna announce this right now to everybody. Yes, I am using the double tri-blast meme set along with other meme sets, so expect a lot of memes from me. So that question is everyone got it correct. I am going to meme. Tri-blast is just too fun for me. I'm sorry. I probably have a ton of people who hate me for using this, but that is how I'm gonna roll to this time. Let's see. All right, next question. How can lower seeds such as SNG, myself, and Hedgie pull upsets? I feel like I, myself, and Hedgie have a very solid chance of pulling upsets. I feel Hedgie should not be 6. Hedgie should be higher. But I feel it's possible. Depends on most of our moods. I am an inconsistent player that could pop off at times, like I did in the last PR Invitational, but I am not consistent. I can lose to the most random person on the planet at any time. Hedgie, it depends. Does he want to try hard? Hedgie doesn't try hard much. Hedgie just chilling, going to Blorb Master Mummy. But I think Hedgie probably could pull it upset if he felt like it. SNG, I could see him upsetting maybe Ted, maybe, and anyone else. Starp if he plays super well, but like I don't see it happening. All right, let's see what Racso has to think.
Yeah, honestly, I think all of you have a really good chance. Like, I don't think like honestly, every single player in this list is so good. Like, everyone can beat anyone. Honestly, if they put enough effort and work into it. Even SNG, if you ask me, like he has done well in the past against 25-0. I don't know if many people know about that. Like, he has beat 25-0 in bracket. He has done like super close sets with Serb. He has done also well against Woomy. So I mean, like, I think that he has a high chance if he's playing on point. If he maybe like knows when not to approach and when to approach, like kind of like being very aware of the positioning and the stage control, I think he can pull it off. And you know, Hedgie just is absolutely amazing when he wants to be. He just chills, but he's so good when he actually wants to play competitive. And you know, and then Woomy is like crazy good when he's feeling it. Like if Woomy really wants to do it, like he will. So yeah, I think that every single player in the bottom 3 can absolutely win this whole tournament.
All right, now just Furniture. Let's see what he thinks.
Key here is them going Parasol. That'll fix anyone. Parasol Megaton, that's how lower seeds. If you pull out something weird like that, that's how you get the wins.
So Furniture thinks Megaton Parasol. That is very interesting, but all right, that's a very interesting thing. All right, so another question we have is, what fighter or person you're hyped to see? Like, what's your favorite fighter? Not if they win or lose, just who do you want to see? All right, for myself, I actually, I'm not sure. I like most people here. Maybe I would like to see Beamer pull off some clutch plays, or maybe 250 himself. I'm not happy to see myself, because if I saw myself, I'm scared to death, and I'm just going to pull some random stuff. Well, let's see what other people think. Brass fanboy, I see. Well, FP people will question that, but we'll see what Furniture has to think.
I'm always hyped to see Hedgie play. I'm also hyped to see, our guys play, Woomy and Twin. Love them. They're always fun to play against. So, also watching them play is a blast. Like, it's not like some people like you play against and it's just like, you're just like dragging through the mud and you're like, ugh, why is this guy using double guardian on me? Or, dumb things like that. But like, yeah, hype for you guys and Hedgie.
Well, I guess someone got memed on. But all right, let's see what Racso is hyped for.
I have to say, but you, Woomy. I want to see
Wow,
your
thank
Helix,
you.
honestly. Yeah, I want to see your Helix, man, because honestly, your Helix is like the most hype thing that we've seen in the meta, like in the last few years, honestly. Like, I feel the meta has been quite stale. With the characters they play, like most people just pick the high tiers or the top tier characters, and then like characters like Baton Bark, Helix, Mommy, Misango are kind of like just there. Like they're good, but people don't really invest in them. So, and also your Ninja is pretty good. So like even if you play Ninja or Helix, like honestly, both of them are so rare nowadays that honestly I think you're the player I'm most excited to see by far.
Wow, I guess I'm hyped, I guess. Well, we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, here is a question. What arms do you expect to see the most? Well, I'm going to say it first. Tri-Blast and Toasters. What else do you guys think? All right. What does Furniture think we will see the most often?
I think that we're going to see double Tri-Blast the most, and you're going to be winning all the matches with it. So obviously, we're going to see that the most. And then everyone else is going to copy your double Tri-Blast because it's such a cool set. So it's just going to be like quad Tri-Blast every match. It's going to be great. It's going to be meta-defining. ARMS is just going to be renamed Tri-Blast the game.
All right. Now just Raxo.
Honestly, gloves. Any glove like Sheila, Roaster, Toaster, Bob. I feel like any gloves, Triblast, Chakram, and what else is like really popular? Maybe, Boomerang or Coolerang could be around. So yeah, I think those arms, but mostly glove, like that's kind of like the NA meta. Like it or not, like they just use glove to win.
All right. Now we're going to do a quick mock bracket. We're going to go through all the sets and see who do we think will win and what places everyone will get. What do you guys think for the first? Astro against SNG. All right, let's go with Raxo's opinion. Who do you think will win?
In that first match, definitely think Astro. I don't think that SNG has ever upset Astro before, so I would have to say Astro. I don't know if like later on he could make a comeback, but I feel for the very first game, Astro takes that game.
Well, yes, I'm the same, Astro. And what does Furniture think?
Yeah, it's hard to vote against Astro.
So the Astro train we all are on. All right, what is the next one? Twin 5-0 versus Ted. Who do you think will win? Let's go with Furniture's opinion.
Ted versus Twin 5-0. That's a tough one. But I'm on Twin's team, so I'm gonna vote for Twin, even though it's against my rival.
All right, I see. My own personal opinion is Ted is actually gonna win this. I feel Twin will probably make a loser's run, but I feel like Ted had been adapting to it as he used Fun Chuck and Nade, which are both very solid counters. We've seen Ku back in the Evo use Bird Chuck and Nade, which did really well against them. So I can see Ted winning this, actually, believe it or not. Although I think Twin 5 is the underdog, I feel Ted has a very good chance of winning this one. All right, now Raxo the pick.
Yeah, I think I have similar opinion as you, Wumi. Honestly, I think that Twin has like really great possibilities of doing so because I think that one thing that people don't realize is that Twin 5-0, when he actually wants to win, like it's not the same as when he plays in random brackets. Like when actually he really wants the win, he will practice for days before. Like I know him as a person like really well, and he will practice and nail everything to the point that he will do his best and do really like just have better results than normal. So I think it's dead even, honestly. But like you said, also Ted is like adapting a lot to his set and to Lola's movement. But then again, we also have to consider that roll up of just loses to Coil. So probably we'll have to give it to Ted slightly.
All right, so Ted moves on into winner's bracket for this mock bracket. Let's see. Next up, Serp versus Woomy. I will not comment on this because I am in it, but let's see what Racso thinks.
Dang, this is a hard one, but I think you can do it, Woomy. Just because like you have really studied well the matchup, so I think like you have the experience for it. Not saying that Serb is not a tough opponent because he is. Like you can make one single mistake against him and it's over, pretty much. But even so, I think that you have like slight edge and a really good knowledge of the matchup. So I would have to give it to you.
All right, what does Furniture think will win, Serp or me?
Obviously, I am on the was it the Woomy train, or what was the we had a cool meme for it. Do you remember what it was?
I don't know, but so you think me. I feel super
Yeah.
pressured now. Well, I hope I
No,
can beat
no.
Serp, but let's see. All right, time to hope I don't die to stun. Yay! All right, so I move on to the next bracket. The last one I think is Beamer versus Hedgie. Let's see who will win. All right, my own opinion is also Beamer. I just think Beamer will the solid fundamental through this and toast the coils to death. All right, now for Furniture's opinion.
I'm on Team Hedgie. I love Hedgie. Hedgie's gonna win everything. I like Beamer though. Beamer's a lot of fun to play against. I think this is gonna be a really fun match to, obviously watch, but it's gonna be, I think, a close-ish match, but definitely Hedgie. It's my vote.
So now, last one is Racso. What do you think will win?
Honestly, it depends on who Hedgie plays. If Hedgie plays something like Twintel, or I don't know, like some really wacky set that Beamer doesn't expect, I think he has a really good shot. But like overall, like if it's not the case, I think that Beamer has the edge for sure.
So are you even? Think both could win?
No, I think that yeah, both could win, but I would give the edge to Beamer a little bit that he can win.
All right, so that means Beamer moves on to the next round. Now the next set on the winner will be Astro versus Teddy. Who will win this? I'll go with Furniture's opinion first.
I'm going with Ted because he's a fellow cat. I have the worst reasons for my voting here, but I'm voting Ted because he's a cat. I don't think I have personally played Astro. While you guys say he's amazing, I let the fist do the talking and sway my opinion. So for that reason, I vote Taco.
All right, totally not biased opinions here, but let's go with Raxo's opinion. Who do you think will win?
I think this is kind of a similar situation to like when I play with you or Pixel or anyone in LC. Like I mean, Astro has been like Astro and Hedgie has been both Taco Cat t-shirt in a way. So I think at this point, like Astro knows really well how Ted plays, understand him, like he has seen him grow as a player. So I don't think say that like Ted can actually beat Astro. Like, it would be the close set probably, but I just think that Astro will always have the slight advantage.
All right, let's see my own opinions. Well, like probably everyone else expects, Astro I think will win in the end. Ted, although has been able to take some sets, I wouldn't say Astro was tryharding in those sets. I feel like Astro could have won if he just felt like it, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure Astro will win though. Astro wins by 3-1, I think. So Astro moves on. Next is Beamer versus myself. Who do you think will win? I will not comment once again because I am in the bracket. All right, let's see what Racso thinks.
Honestly, this is hard because I think that you're kind of even in many ways, at least from my experience. Don't quote me because I cannot measure that. But the thing is that I think that even if you go Helix, it's rough because he has the cooler. So I don't know. I think that just because of his arm choice, it's a little bit tough. So I had to give a little edge to Beamer, but you could definitely win as well. So it's just like 52-48. Like very very close.
I see. All right, I'll give my own opinions on this. I won't say I will win, but I think Beamer will beat me up. All right, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna get murdered by a meme set of some sort, maybe like double Burchak Springman, but I'm gonna die likely. That's my thoughts. I hope I can win, but I don't think I will. All right, let's see what Furniture thinks though.
Well, as part of the movement, that's what it was called. Panther reminded me. As part of the movement, I am voting for Woomy on this one. Not just because I'm incredibly biased, but because I think this is going to be the hard matchup for you that you don't expect in the tournament. I think the other ones you expect, but I think this one is going to be a rough match for you that you don't really expect, but now you can totally do it. And as part of the movement, I think you're going to double Tri-Blast him down, or maybe another meme set.
Well, time to get eliminated into the losers bracket, and Beamer moves on. As his winner's final will be Astro versus Beamer in our mock bracket. Who do you think will win? I'll give my opinions. I am rooting for Beamer super hard. I think Beamer will come in clutch, come with some amazing counterplay and some amazing Springman movement, and defeat Astro. Although unlikely, I believe he has the ability. Two people already given to Beamer, despite people thinking he will be most dominant. We'll see how the tournament goes. All right, let's see with Furniture's opinion.
I think this match will be crazy if it happens. Beamer's got a lot riding on it. So I think nerves might get him in the match and send him to losers. So that's why I'm going to say Astro on this. Not because I think anything about their skill level. It's because I think nerves are going to get to Beamer at his first Invitational, even though he's an amazing player, super solid player. So I think that's going to send to losers. But I also do think when he's sent to losers, if he makes it out of losers, I think it's going to send him with the fire to winners or finals that he needs to actually take the tournament.
All right, and the last opinion will be Racso's.
Honestly, I think that Beamer can take it. Like, I have played Astro and Beamer many times, and Dan, like, is there. Like, honestly, I think, like, everyone that has played both players can say, like, is there, honestly. I think that Beamer just is, like, a surprise overall, and, like, I know he's practicing and trying some new stuff with Springman, so that's exciting. So, like, honestly, I will have to give it to Beamer for this set for sure.
All right, so next, after this, well, okay, first of all, Beamer moves to Grand Final, and Astro goes down to losers. All right, now let's get to the first match of losers. SNG versus Twin. Who do you think will win, Raxo?
SNG versus Twin. Wow. I would say, like, if like SNG really feeling it, I think he could do it. Honestly, so I will. As crazy as it sounds, I think that like if SNG practice like really hard, and at some point, I think he has the edge because he's like really passionate. Something that people don't know about Latinos is that we're like really passionate and have such a huge soul drive for success. That I think that can give him an edge against Twin 5-0.
All right, let's go with Furniture's opinion before we reach mine.
Voting for Twin, because I love Twin. And, I mean, SNG's good and all, but, I think Twin just has it.
All right. My opinion, I feel Twin is going to study a bunch of Springman before this PR. Seeing there's Beamer and SNG, I'm pretty sure Twin will be able to beat SNG pretty convincingly. Although SNG has won, I get the feeling Twin 5-0 has something up his sleeve against SNG. All right, so that means S and G gets eliminated, and the next set is Therp versus Hedgie. Who do you think will win? My own opinions are I have zero clue what I'm talking about. Hedgie's probably gonna pull something, and will Therp win? That is the question. But I do know he dies to Seeky, so if Hedgie decides to let's go some funny Seeky Coil, I get a feeling Hedgie will win, so I'll have to give it to Hedgie. But like once again, like Pixel, 50.5 to 49.5. All right, let's go for Raxo's opinion.
Yeah, same here. Edgy all the way. Don't get me wrong, like I love Serp. I think he's amazing, but honestly, the thing is that Brass, once you figure the matchup down, like I have played Brass against Hedgie a few times, and he doesn't really fall for pressure. Like I don't feel like even with Cobra, I have never been really able to like corner Hedgie and just destroy him. Like he doesn't really fall for pressure. So I don't think that Sir playstyle works really well against him because Hedgie can switch from offensive to defensive so easily. He can be really defensive if he wants to. And like Brass. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, Brass kind of does fall to Coil in my opinion.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, Hedgie just decides to go like Seeky or I don't know, like any explosive arm and then like a firearm, it's pretty much over for Brass, regardless of how good, Sir can play.
All right, now Furniture's opinion. What do you think will win, Hedgie or Serp?
Hedgie all the way. I got Hedgie seated at number 1 for this thing. Hedgie's gonna go. I think he's gonna go double dragon. He's gonna go double dragon, win this match. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, extremely confident from Furniture. Well, Hedgie wins the convincing 4-0 in this mock bracket. And the next match is Twin 5-0 versus Woomy. I'll give my thoughts. I won't say who will win. I feel Twin 5-0 will give me a huge struggle. But I probably will pull something. But the question is, will what I pull work?
Anything that is just good boxing, I feel like Woomy boxing has become just a lot better since last invitational. So I feel like you just have like really good boxing and patience. When you know how to approach the dragon and when not to, then like shouldn't be much of an issue. I think like Bowman, Yara, and Helix have a very decent matchup against Lola, so I would have to give it to you. Just if you play really focused, of course, but I think you can do it.
All right, the last opinion is Furniture's. Who do you think will win?
Honestly, I think this is going to be an awesome match. Watch, that because it's obviously going to happen because we're 100% on with our prediction. I think it's going to depend on who you guys pick. I think whichever of your characters that you pick is going to be a heavy play in the matchup, and then if you guys switch characters, that'll also play into it a lot. And then, if you guys are feeling the love, and just draw the whole thing out, just get 10 draws. I don't know if that's a rule, but
well, time to hope that my studying works. I don't know if I even have time to study this matchup now, but we'll see how that goes. But according to the mock bracket, you guys vote me over Twin 5-0. So next is Teddy versus Hedgie. Who do you think will win? The battle of 2 FP Coils. All right, I'm sorry, Ted, but I vote Hedgie. Hedgie do go bear. Hedgie can adapt easily. He's been pretty dominant. I think he won the most recent set between Ted against Hedgie. So I'm going towards Hedgie. Let's see Furniture's opinion, which I'm pretty sure is Hedgie, but let's see what he thinks.
All right. In the words of the immortal Hedgie, call Taco Cat's reign or my parents' marriage because it's flipping over. That was my favorite quote that I've ever heard from Hedgie. So, I think Hedgie has this one. The cat's in the bag. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and Hedgie knows all of them.
Well, Hedgie seems to be primed to win according to Furniture and myself. But let's see what Racso has to think about this.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I think I've already expressed like my thoughts about them playing, and I think that just Hedgie has the edge, just because of his ability of being able to be unpredictable, adaptive, creative, you know, and like he knows that Ted always uses. I mean, Ted has also gone Dragon against Hedgie. I have seen that too, but mostly he used Glove and Funchuck, so like Hedgie can definitely work around that.
I see. So looks like Hedgie's gonna move on. So Hedgie moves on with a convincing 4-0. Now next is me versus Hedgie. Once again, I won't comment on this, but I'll just give my thoughts. It'll be rough. Depends. Depends on Hedgie's mood and my mood. And depends, do I feel like studying or not? Or do I feel like grinding Pokemon Unite? Alright, let's see what people think though. Let's start with Raxo.
Huh, that's hard. Damn, like this is probably one of the hardest matchups because like you're so even in that sense. I don't know. I would say that hard to say. I don't know, man. I will say probably Hedgie, but it's like so close. Like I don't even know. Like it could be like anyone's game, like 50-50. But just knowing that, I think you haven't played as much with Hedgie, so I would probably vote for Hedgie in that sense.
Alright, so next up is Furniture's opinion.
Man, that's gonna be a rough match. Man, I think it'd be a really fun match. I think it's gonna be like one of the coolest matches to watch in the tournament. I'm gonna say that I vote Woomy because I'm part of the movement.
Oh, wow, this is close. 1-1. What was Pixel thing? Is the deciding factor for this mock bracket? Who moves on? Let's see. Well, help me. I thought I was being eliminated, but I guess you guys thought I would be able to win. So now it's me versus Astro on losers final. Who do you think will win? My first thoughts? I don't know. I could. Maybe. Maybe not. The last few sets I kind of been memeing. Like I remember the one we went 2-1. I was singing Via Dulce in the background. You could probably confirm with Raxo and my friend from Splatoon named Ferrari. But I think I have a shot, but I feel like I'm going to fall through to pressure. That's my opinion. All right, let's see what other people think. Furniture, what's your thought?
Woo! You know what? As part of the movement, I'm going to just start this off by giving you the confidence of the vote and you against Astro. So, as part of the movement, Woomy, you bring that double tire blast down on him and you win. And this has nothing to do with Astro because I've never played him. He's only a legend to me. But you are also a legend to me.
Well, Furniture is totally not biased vote as for me, but we'll see what Raxo thinks.
Yeah, honestly, for this one, like Edgy, hands down, I think you win because like you haven't really tried against him. You haven't really like focused or just go like, yeah, I really want to beat Astro. You have been like, hey, I'm going to meme and have fun. And I think like even with the memes sets you have done, like you have gone like insanely close. Like I could tell like Astro has like got like really serious in the matches and like respecting you as a player for sure just by watching the match. So I think if you really want to beat him, like if you really want to be the Woomy that stories people and wants to perform well, you can definitely do it, 100%.
Stop pressuring me. I don't want to die. Help. All right. Anyway, what is I think I should have been eliminated at like 7th or 5th, but well, here I am in grand finals in this mock bracket. I ain't even gonna die to pressure on the PR Invitational day. But let's see who will win, me or Beamer in the first set. My thoughts? I'm scared of Beamer. Help. All right. Let's see what other people think. Let's go with I am so nervous now because of you all, but okay, let's see what Racno thinks.
Honestly, I think I have a similar opinion to Pixel that you could take the first set, but once again, this is coming from the loser run, which means you have to play 2 sets. You have to win 2 sets to take the tournament. I could say, yeah, I would say like me, probably I will give you first set, but most likely Beamer overall might take the tournament. That's my opinion, though.
All right, last one by Furniture. What do you think will win?
Movement, 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 movement.
All right,
That's
so
right.
I know who he votes. He votes me. You guys know I'm literally gonna meme in this tournament, right? I am not too sure I'm gonna try hard. Well, let's see how I go in this. And we're apparently in a bracket reset by me, who is stressing out half to death now. Let's see what they think will win. My thoughts, Beamer will win, but my vote doesn't count because I'm in it. But we'll see what they think. I feel Beamer will pull out some popper shenanigans and just kill me because I'm too pressured. From all those upsets, I don't think I can handle my head anymore. All right, let's see what other people think. All right, what does Raxos think?
Yeah, pretty much the same as Pixel. Like, yeah, Beamer is just really good at adapting and just like understanding like what he needs to do. If he needs to change the set, if he needs to do something to just make it work, he will. And I think that's like you have a lot of pressure too. Like that's the thing that people don't understand. You have the pressure of having to win 2 sets, and he only has to win really one. And he has been warming up and adapting to your playstyle. So I think that for this second set, Beamer has the upper hand for sure.
All right, last opinion by Furniture before we close the podcast.
Well, I'm still sticking with the movement, Woomy. I don't care if the pressure's on. I think you're gonna maintain your cool. You're gonna be a chill guy and use a
Said
chilla.
help.
You're gonna use a chilla tri-blast and get him.
Well, I lost. Let's go. I finally lost. You guys should have eliminated me at 4th with Hedgie, but I guess I got the grand finals, but I lost in the bracket reset according to this mock bracket. So, the result would be Beamer at 1st place in the mock bracket, me at 2nd, Woomy, and 3rd place at Astro, and 4th place with Hedgie. That is very interesting mock bracket you guys put. But yes, you guys really think I'm good, I guess? Well, anyways, we'll see what happens in the actual PR Invitational, see how close our mock bracket was. Anyways, so this concludes our LC podcast. Thanks a lot to Racso, Panther, Pixel, and Furniture for being with us today. And we'll probably see what happens at the PR Invitational. All right. See you guys soon in our next podcast.